weird fucking guys. You're doing a manly thing, and you're a fucking dork.
I've got my lightsaber wearing my Pokemon hat today. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Wow, you're a real Renaissance man, you know that?
Goddamn man-child.
What a fucking dork.
Yeah. But he's our dork.
This is not for children.
Nice.
And there it is.
You did a good job.
What do you think, man?
Good boy.
Fucking dorks.
That sound good. Nice.
You like it?
Yeah.
You think I should change anything?
I don't know. I mean, from what it sounds like on my headphones, it sounds like maybe like some of the overlays.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit louder. Maybe you should increase the guitar in the background.
I actually dropped it down a little.
Did you?
Yeah, well, so sometimes it gets
I don't know. It might come across different when I hear it, through a stereo or something.
The problem with overlaying audio is sometimes it sounds muffled or sometimes the sounds compete with each other and you can't really hear what it is.
Hey, listen, everybody tells me if there's one thing that's great about our show, it's the production. So I'm not going to sit here and try to pick it apart.
It's okay.
If there's one thing that's good.
That's it. I'm throwing it away. It's a piece of shit.
No.
I fucking quit. I'm not doing this no more, John. I don't need this fucking... off air, he fucking berates me and yells at me.
That's good, dude.
He beats me with a cat of nine tails and tells me I'm a piece of shit, and like...
Slap him on the back and say, reverb, motherfucker.
He pees on me. He fucking pees on me.
No, it's good. I like it. I think, but I'm listening to it through these headphones. It sounds one way.
Yeah.
But it might not sound that way when it comes across. So you just heard it for 30 seconds ago for the first time. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah. I like it, man. I worked hard on it. I hope you don't hate me.
No, I like it. I like you picked some pretty good little sound bites in there too. It kind of sums it up.
Dude, I don't know. We'll see. Because some of the people that listen to our show may recognize where I stole some of them sound bites.
Right.
And I hope to fucking God I don't get a cease and desist.
I don't think you will. No, I don't think you will.
They're small clips, man.
We've used entire fucking clips from other shit.
Yeah.
And haven't heard anything. Like, when we did that Eagles episode.
Oh, yeah,
we did a lot of stuff on that.
The good thing is
we used
relatively...
the thing from Silver we used like a whole scene from Silver Linings Playbook in that.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't hear nothing. And then the one episode we used the G.I. Joe public
Dude, don't
announcement
tell all
thing.
these people, man. They're fucking writing notes down right now. Listen.
I would love to hear from Hasbro if they got a problem with it. Come at me.
So anyway, good morning, John.
Morning, dude.
It's been a little bit because we actually did record a couple different episodes and we weren't really thrilled with the results.
I don't think it's that we weren't thrilled with it. I think we're just trying to figure out what we want out of this a little bit. But
yeah,
whatever, man. I'm sure it'll come out at some point. I thought they were good. I thought a lot of the conversations were good.
Dude, I love our show, man. Yeah. I really do. I personally, the problem with trying to achieve something is that you sometimes feel like you need to alter it to make it more successful.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that I pushed you a little bit and was like, dude, our show has no real theme. There's
no format.
There's no format. Yeah. I kind of pushed that on you pretty hard and was like, wow, there's no way to market our show. Nobody has a fucking clue what we're about. And in the process, I think we lose a lot of who we are. You and I ultimately started this as two middle-aged, blue-collar guys that just talk shit.
And are fucking dorks.
And we're fucking dorks, apparently, to that guy in the intro,
Oh, we are dorks. I mean, I'm a dork. I don't know.
So he's right. Fucking dorks.
But a lot of that is the premise of the show, too, is like you get so old and you start to get so comfortable you stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
About what other people think of you, and you just like what you like,
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite part of getting older.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, so really what I'm getting at is in the last episode we were like, all right, we're going to change everything up. And now we're like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, no, but I like the idea of doing that, though. Like having the special interest thing, and like maybe we do it every few episodes or some shit.
I think we could still do it here. Like, I think instead of trying to control it so much, you gotta let it just be what it is.
I mean, if we want to fucking talk about something one week, we talk about it. If we want to do something with somebody another week, we'll do that. If we want to talk about fucking cheeseburgers for fucking 2 hours, we'll do that.
Dude,
who gives a fuck?
I had Zach's Burgers yesterday.
Yeah.
At the car show down at Ridley Lake. I fucking love Zach's.
Do you? Yeah, you said you go there at least like once or twice a week or something.
They're handmade burgers.
Yeah.
They're good. It's like nothing. It's like a Burger King or a Wendy's burger, but like real.
Yeah.
Like it's real fucking meat.
It like reminds me of like a burger place that you would see in a movie. It's like a local burger place, but they make very, normal burgers like a McDonald's or a fucking Burger King type burger.
Yeah.
It's not like a big hulking kind of burger.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I eat a double because...
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of meat in a single.
Yeah. But quality-wise, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
like, I don't think
you want fresh, hand-smashed fucking ground beef when you order a burger, in my opinion. Like, I don't want some frozen patty that's been... sitting in a freezer or like, before it hits the pan, it's like as thick as a fucking CD and then it fucking bulks up when it hits the pan or some shit. You want actual ground beef.
Yeah.
To me, dude, Fallcroft Pizza
really
makes the best fucking cheeseburger I've ever had in my life.
You mentioned that before, and I really gotta get down there.
Dude, I want to like fucking take you there or some shit.
We should do that.
And just sit down and eat a fucking cheeseburger and just be like, holy fuck, dude, you're right. It's so good.
Dude, let me tell you this. If this is what we're doing today, if we're talking about food. But
no, we're not necessarily. We're just talking.
Listen, we love food, man.
I mean, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the car show and shit, too.
Car show was cool. This is the first car show that I did all year long, but I've been working on my cars and trying to like dial them in and tune them a little better because honestly, they kind of run like shit. Like they sound awesome to anybody that
they look cool.
Yeah, like to normal guys that aren't like fucking huge car dorks like I am. It's awesome. It's radical.
Yeah.
But to an actual car guy, it runs rich as shit and it like is not tuned correctly. And we all know it. Everybody, like in the car community, we're all like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? You know? So, like, I know that I got a lot of work to do, but it was still cool to get out. And it's neat because it's definitely a community. I got down there and there was a lot of guys that I know from the local car clubs and shit that I saw, and it was cool. It was cool to...
Yeah.
I mean, these are my people, man. We're all fucking car dorks.
It's just such an expensive hobby. Like, I love it. I love seeing them and all that shit, and I think, oh, it must be so fucking cool to have something like this. Like, I think you had posted, you were like, should I buy this car or shouldn't I? And I'm like, goddamn right you should. Like, I want that car, motherfucker. But, like...
it is expensive.
It's expensive, man. I couldn't ever afford to have a hobby like that.
I was talking to somebody yesterday about the car, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure I spend more money on my cars than I did back when I was a fucking drug addict.
Yeah.
Active drug addict, And I'm like, that's a joke, but it really is like, dude, I spend a lot of fucking money, man.
Yeah.
I sincerely do.
When I drive here, when I'm coming here to do this, one of your neighbors around the corner has a, it looks like a Chevy Lumina almost.
Yeah.
But it's decorated to look like the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's a Crown Vic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that guy down there on 13th Ave. Yeah.
Every time I drive past it, I'm like, dude, save some pussy for the rest of us.
We should interview that guy.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I see it, like, I think I was in Glen Olden one time, and I seen a guy had a fucking, like a Jeep that was decorated exactly like the one in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I seen that guy.
And I'm like... what the fuck, man? Like, that's great that you like it. Like, I love the Batmobile. I don't want to fucking turn my car into the Batmobile, though. You know what I mean?
So I actually saw a video the other day of a guy that made the car that was in the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
That, I don't know what...
I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean,
yeah, well, this dude built one.
That's crazy.
With a real jet engine in the back of it. Yeah. And it was originally on a Chevelle chassis. I remember him saying that, but they had to, like, cut it and stretch it. It's got a big V12 motor in the front of it that actually powers it. The jet engine doesn't. It's just more for the looks and to shoot flames out the back.
Right.
But the guy said like the fucking top slides forward like it did in the movie.
That's wild.
And down inside there are a bunch of controls and shit that you actually do use. And it was pretty fucking wild when you looked at it. I was like, this fucking guy spared no expense.
I think my favorite Batmobile is the one from 1966, the Adam West Batmobile.
That's the black and red one?
The black and red one, yeah.
So that's a iconic
I don't
car.
care for the show. The show's fucking cheesy as fuck.
Sure.
But it's my introduction to Batman, so it has a kind of a sentimental value to me.
Yeah.
But I love the Batmobile on
That's
that.
$1 million car.
It's an awesome fucking Batmobile.
I think that car is on display somewhere, and I think it's. So
I see replicas of it everywhere.
It was originally a GTO. Yeah,
Okay,
so that's what they used back then as a, I think a 66 GTO, something like that they used. But then they, like every Batman car, they kind of did the same thing.
I think most recently I really like the one that was in the newest Batman too, because it just looks like a badass street drag car or some shit,
I don't even remember.
Yeah, the one with the Twilight kid, that Batman movie.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It was a little too gloomy for my taste.
No, I loved it.
Yeah, but I mean, there was like zero humor. There was not like a wisecrack, nothing.
Sure.
There was nothing that made you like smirk.
Well, it was. So the interesting thing about all these Batman movies, and at first I always thought it was stupid. I was like, why are they making so many Batman movies? But then like. Then
people go to see them.
Well, it's not that. It's actually different ways of telling the story, which is
everybody has
fascinating.
an interpretation of Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I loved the Joker movie.
I liked it too.
The Joker movie had nothing to do with the other Batman movies,
which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird is like that Joker movie is more, in my opinion, like. It honors a lot of like the comic book kind of presentation of the Joker than you would expect it to.
Really?
Like there's something about it that just feels very like that would happen in the comic. When he shoots the fucking talk show host.
Yeah.
Like I could see that in a Batman comic.
Because he was a bad guy. I mean, he was fucking batshit crazy,
I mean, look, I saw something the other day where they compared it to Falling Down. You seen the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas? One of the greatest fucking.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's a great movie.
It's a fucking fun movie. It's great. It's
Yeah, the guy's having a bad day and loses his shit.
Just loses his shit. Right. Like this is the straw that broke the camel's back kind of day. But so like a lot of people, I've seen people compare it to that, and I think Falling Down is actually a better movie. But,
yeah, really?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch it again.
I love Falling Down. I love it. But, I mean, I thought the Joker movie was great, and I thought, like, everybody talks about, like, oh, there's this social commentary, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, man. It's a fucking story. Like,
I can see it, though, because I think in our modern society, it resonates so much, because at this point, and I've said this before, we don't have any real heroes.
Right. Everybody's a shade of gray.
Everybody we have is a fucking villain. And when you watch that movie, you watch a person that is struggling immensely.
Yeah.
And finally just, like, can't take it no more and decides to make a change. Which, when you think about the great arc of creating something, right? Like creating anything, you really do have to destroy it first, or destroy something. You have to clear the path. So let's go back to before this country was anything. You had to like burn and slash the trees out of the way so you could make farmland.
Mm-hmm.
You destroyed a forest to make a farm. You like, people don't realize that, but like you can say the farmer's great because he's like taking care of the land, but he really destroyed it first.
Right.
There was a forest there. So when you look at like the Joker and the whole Batman, I'm not a DC guy, but I love
Batman.
I love Batman and the Joker, and they're this great struggle of the ancient good and evil.
Right.
That's really what it is, man. It's never ending, the bad versus the good. But even when you look at it, you realize it's the yin and the yang. They both have some good and bad shit going on.
Yeah.
There is, And that movie was great because it kind of illustrated that maybe the Joker's not as fucking crazy as you think he is.
Well, I think there's,
know?
It's like this cause and effect kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm telling you there's something wrong. I'm reaching out for help, and you're not giving it to me.
Yeah.
And like this is just a natural progression of what's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And the way it culminates is like, I just thought it was so. I think it's so good. Like the end scenes in that are just so like perfect, and just such a perfect portrait of that character, in my opinion. Like I love it. And I've heard like a lot of people like say like, oh, they didn't like it for this, 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 and this. Like, I can watch anything and tell you what I don't like about it.
Sure.
But like in my opinion, like when it comes to Batman, if it's good, what the fuck do I care what I don't like about it? Like I'm not gonna sit there and analyze it to the point that, I hate it.
Yeah.
I could sit there and analyze that new Batman movie and tell you why I hate it. But then I could just focus on the things that I thought were cool about it.
Because it's different. And at the end of the day, we all have an image in our head. So, old school, well, not old school, but the 90s Batman crew loved Michael Keaton, and they were like,
Which I don't think that's a great depiction of Batman.
I think that it was...
I think it was new.
Yeah.
I think it was like... Dude, I remember June 23rd, 1989. I remember waiting for fucking 6 months to see that Batman movie. I remember
Really?
I was 9 years old, and I could not wait. My whole life was Batman.
Dude, I remember my mom and my aunt took me to the Granite Run Mall AMC Theater up there.
Right.
And we were in line all the way around the backside of that building to go see that fucking movie. And it was like 10 o'clock at night or something. It was like... My mom was like,
it was huge.
I fucking hounded her and was like, I want to see the Batman movie, and like, dude, even after, and I think they did curse a couple times in it, and my mom was like,
I don't really
what
recall.
The fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
Probably,
it was a little bit more grittier than what maybe some people would have expected. Because I think the only like frame of reference we had for Batman on screen was Adam West.
Yeah,
at that point. So, like it was like darker, but it was very like. It was very not Batman. Like, it was very much like a whole other story with somebody else's spin on it. Like, you're never supposed to know the Joker's real name, and you're never, like, there's all these things about it that were just too explained or not explained enough, or just too many, like, plot lines that weren't rooted in the comic book history.
Sure.
So like,
well, you're a purist.
Yeah, well, at the time though, I'm also reading all these comics. I'm reading, Death in the Family, where the Joker kills Robin.
Yeah.
And I'm reading The Killing Joke, where it's like this perfect portrait of the Joker and all this stuff like that. Like I'm reading all this stuff, and then I go and see the movie, and I go, this ain't what I'm used to,
Yeah.
And I'm 9 years old, and I'm picking that out. But like I was still excited about it, So I don't think I didn't go see Batman Returns. I didn't see any of those Batman movies after that. Like
I saw all of them.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I'm sure I've seen them in passing, but I didn't like. Oh, I got to see fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. I didn't care at that point.
I loved it.
So I didn't watch it.
I did because I was a young kid. Now watching it, and Uma Thurman as Ivy, I was like, this is so fucking hokey.
Yeah, right. And then they had like a big dude playing Bane, and he's like, he's like half playing or some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
I don't even remember.
I don't even remember either because I didn't really watch them. So I didn't give a shit about Batman until Batman Begins came out. And
now that was
Batman Begins, like, I know everybody just remembers The Dark Knight so well, but Batman Begins is like, fuck, man, this is a good fucking movie. This is a great story. To me, Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, if I could, like, just say this is the what I want to see out of Batman, that's it right there. Those two movies alone. Now the third one gets a little off the rails. It's not bad, but they're trying to wrap it up, and it's not going to be as the ending is never as good as
I like the ending.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just think it's such a departure, and I think like they didn't have a whole lot of places to go because I think there was like a different storyline in place or something. I think they were supposed to be like the Joker and Two-Face were supposed to be in the third movie. But Heath Ledger died, and I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know facts.
I would imagine after the success that Heath Ledger had as the Joker, I would imagine that they probably were trying to build a franchise out of that.
I would have. At least another movie.
That whole scene where Heath Ledger says, "We're
destined to do this forever." Yeah.
I seriously believe
the Joker is Batman's villain.
Yeah.
You can have 400 fucking villains. At the end, like, that's the main villain.
Yeah.
That's his Lex Luthor.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that was the issue, is when Heath Ledger unexpectedly, passed away.
Right.
It kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's this, because we don't really see it in the. I kind of like the third movie just because.
I don't hate it. I enjoy it.
Even the explanation of, like, he has to get out of this or he's never going to. Like, I love the line, you leave early enough to be a hero or stay long enough to become the villain. I still, to this day, love that quote, because I think that's true. You can, and history has proved it. Even when you look at great organizations or sometimes iconic people, in the beginning, they started out as a good thing. Now, here's a perfect example, and I know this is a little bit of a stretch of the imagination for some people, but think about the notorious gang, the Crips.
Mm-hmm.
The Crips originated as a reformed black movement after the Black Panthers were basically wiped out. The Crips was originally supposed to be an organization of people in the black community that wanted to improve their neighborhood.
Mm.
And it was during the crack epidemic, and it got corrupted, and it turned into this horrible fucking gang that like people were terrified of. But in the beginning, it was supposed to be...
That wasn't the intention?
Not at all.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
I had to read up on that.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating,
Yeah.
I was blown away. And CRIPS was an acronym. That's where the name came from. It's I don't exactly remember what the acronym stands for, but it's not, but that's my point is, and it's all along the roads, like...
I mean,
you can look at a lot of...
Yeah, they could go for political figures. They could go for a lot of people, like...
Yeah.
It's like, like this is all over the place, but, like, I think, like, I heard an interview with like, Courtney Love talking about Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
And, like, probably the best thing he could have done for his career was have died as early as he did.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't around long enough to say anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so...
It's true.
Like, had he lived to be 45, at some point he may have said something that would have ruined his reputation.
Sure.
Or done something that, But because he was so young and it was such, like, a quick fucking progression of, like, towards fame and then he was gone...
Yeah.
All you can remember is the good shit about a guy like that,
It's true. So when you think about that, and then, like, coming back to the Batman thing...
Eventually, we're going to get back to the car show.
Eventually, we'll get back to the car show. But for now, I appreciated those three stories because there was a beginning. Batman Begins.
It's a true origin story.
Really did a great...
It's a great origin story.
Yeah, and it really illustrated, like, this is how it began, and this is how he started developing his, his ethos and why he thinks the way he does. And then... The second one was the big conflict.
Yeah, big fucking adventure. Probably takes place over the course of like a couple days.
Yeah.
It's quick.
And then the third one, to me, which I really appreciated, is we actually got to see a superhero retire.
Yeah.
And he walked away with a happy... Now, I don't know. I'm going to say this. Maybe I'm a little biased because I have this secret love for a happy ending.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I have a good conclusion, I guess, is the real answer, but I really secretly love seeing a happy ending.
I mean, it's a good story altogether. I think what people don't like about it is it's too much of a departure from the second one, and they jam a lot in there. Like, it's really jam-packed with a lot of stuff, and it's like it just seems like so much for one movie.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. I've watched it 30 fucking times. I like it.
I think the only thing
I love Bane. I think Bane's great in it.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's great.
I like the voice. I don't like... he doesn't seem like a looming, hulking figure.
No?
That's the part that I didn't really like.
I think the whole idea of Bane, though, is that he has to at least be Batman's physical equal or just a little bit better than him.
Yeah.
In the comics, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
But...
And a steroid freak. He's like on these...
Yeah, he's on that Venom shit. It's called Venom. It's like a fucking thing that goes straight into his veins and he like hulks out. But fucking what was I? So like, I mean, if you look at it, like you look at his villains, like Batman is the physical superior to the Scarecrow.
Sure.
He's a physical superior to Falcone.
Yeah.
The Joker, like the Joker's not as physically,
sure,
imposing. He's more cerebral than he is anything else. And
he's just clever.
Chaotic, But Bane is actually like a guy who could fucking whoop Batman's ass in a one-on-one fight or something like that. And he does. He can break his back. Right. I thought there was a lot of cool shit in the third one. I just thought it was like too jam-packed. The Catwoman stuff and fucking you're bringing this character in and it turns out his name is Robin and it was like I don't think you really needed that. And I think I don't think a lot of people like consider that like each of those villains in those movies, they're kind of an amalgam of a lot of villains.
Sure.
So like to me the Joker is very much the Riddler. He's very much this character or whatever.
Sure.
And even like Ducard in the first Batman movie, the guy who plays Ra's al Ghul, Liam Neeson, that's two different characters in the comics. Ducard and Ra's al Ghul are two different characters in the comics, but there they combine them into one guy.
Yeah.
And then even Bane, being in the sewers and stuff like that, he's very much Killer Croc. Like they're taking elements from the book and smashing it together.
Sure.
But I thought it was a great story. I really like that Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
I think that's still my favorite regardless. I don't care what they do with these new ones. I don't think that's going to change. I heard the second Batman that they're going to make now for the Twilight kid. I don't know his fucking name. Robert
Pattinson.
Yeah. So I think the second one is supposed to be Mr. Freeze.
Real? Oh yeah.
I think they're
I
supposed
heard
to
about
freeze
this.
up like Gotham or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought that was okay. Like I didn't hate it.
Well, so as long as you go into it knowing that the new series of Batman movies are more of like so like when Robert Patterson's
Pattinson, I think
Pattinson,
yeah,
maybe
Pattinson.
that's it. So this new one is more like a dark detective story.
Right.
I love detective stories. So to me, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I like the darkness of it. It reminded me of Seven, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they're going to get more action now that they're going to have like a bigger character in there with a lot more, he freezes the city and I don't know. I don't know how.
I think it's the best work they've done so far with like a Riddler.
Yeah.
And as far as the movie goes, I thought that was a really good reimagining of the Riddler.
Yeah, Jim Carrey was dog shit.
Yeah, I didn't care for that shit. I didn't care for it. And I like Paul Dano. I like Paul Dano in mostly anything I see him in.
I don't remember that.
Paul Dano is the guy who plays the Riddler in the new one. But Paul Dano,
really?
he's like I think he was like the brother in Little Miss Sunshine.
So wasn't
he's
he
been
sitting
in a lot
next
of stuff.
to the Joker at the end? Or?
There's a deleted there's a scene at the end where you hear the Joker or some shit like that. But there's a whole deleted scene where they have the Joker in it.
Yeah.
That you can find on YouTube that they shot for the movie, I guess.
No
Or
shit.
I think maybe they just shot it to put it on fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
I think like people say like this is deleted. I think everything is so strategic now.
Yeah.
That it's like no, we'll put this out after the movie, or like.
I agree, just to create some buzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're all dorks and we want to see the extra shit. You know?
Right.
I do. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce the actor's name. Is it Barry Keoghan or Cogan or some? He's an Irish actor, I think.
Yeah.
He plays the Joker.
Yeah.
And these movies are really.
You know what I love about the Joker, and I hate when they try to give him too much of a. I like it that he's a mystery and you don't like. So what I loved about Heath Ledger,
you didn't know anything. Everything was multiple choice,
and it was all
it was all bullshit.
Like there was constantly a
and that comes from the comics.
Yeah,
he says if I'm going to have a history, I prefer it to be multiple choice.
Yeah,
that's what he says. And so like when he tells the story how I got these scars, and he tells like 3 different fucking stories, and like that's part of like the Joker's like mythos, and then like. Like with the new Joker, that movie with Joaquin Phoenix, like he has a name, which I don't care for that. I don't want to know his name. I don't want to know his history. I don't want to know anything. But it makes for a good movie in that instance.
Sure.
But it's these are things that you're never supposed to know about him.
I mean, it was fascinating. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker, I guess, really dives into the mental illness and made it more human.
Right.
But like it depends on what your cup of tea is. Like if you want it to be more realistic, that is a fantastic Joker. But raw, crazy, unexpected terror.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger all day long.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Because to
think
me,
Heath Ledger's my favorite.
That's the fun of it is like,
Yeah.
dude, it's so unpredictable that you're like, what the
And
fuck
he's
is this
so
guy going
over the top, like his acting and his like mannerisms and the way he talks and it's so like it's perfect. I think the Heath Ledger Joker is perfect.
Yeah.
I think the new one is I think they're too akin to making it like the comic book. They want to do a good reflection of what the comic book currently is.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you're seeing
Are
a
you
lot
talking
of
about
that.
the
I'm talking
one
about the
with-
one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
So the Joker that they're going to have in that, he's like he got like this like bubbly kind of like scarred face.
I
And
gotta look this guy up.
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing is, dude, I love, what the fuck is his name? He was in the Suicide Squad and all that.
That Jared Leto?
I love Jared Leto as like a actor.
Right. I didn't like that Joker. I don't even think about it.
Sucked so fucking bad. And like the eccentric, all the gold teeth and the tattoos,
that's not the Joker.
And like
that's a whole different character.
that's you trying to appeal to this new generation.
Yeah.
And it was just very,
Not the Joker.
dude, it's just even if you're trying to do a modern, it wasn't crazy enough. He wasn't crazy, and they portrayed him as like this kind of like, you know, eccentric celebrity type, like, but he had too much control.
Yeah.
Like he had too much. He wasn't like,
chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
you
wasn't
know?
like, unpredictable. I think his name's Barry Keoghan. Or I don't know how to say his fucking last name. It's like Koeghan.
Well, I'm sitting here with some dead air.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that. That's against the rules.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
look
do
it
that
up.
later. Let's do that later. So anyway, the car show.
Yeah, yeah. So you went to a car show.
Yeah, I went to a car
You know,
show.
we should call this one "Holy Car Show Batman."
Holy Car Show Batman. I like that.
Yeah, that should be this one.
Okay, that's
'Cause
what
we
we'll
really
do.
went off there on Batman.
Dude, we're going all over the fucking map today. And I still got some more surprises for you. I'm going to bring something up in a minute. But the car show was cool. Went down there, hung out with them guys. And then driving the car back. The problem with that fucking car that I have is that there's no fuel gauge.
Yeah. So you don't know when you're out of gas.
So I got to the car show, and I looked in the tank in the back. You take the gas cap off, and you look down inside the hole, and I'm like, holy fuck, this thing is really low. So I thought to myself, all right, when I leave here, I'm going to have to boogie straight to Sunoco and go get fuel, because it drinks high octane. And I usually use octane booster, so like 93 octane with 8, and it bumps it up 8 octane, so that's like 101, right around 101 is what I burn in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking drove up the street here and got to the next road over and I ran out of fucking gas and just had to push it all the way up this street and then down the alley back into my garage.
Jesus.
So now it sits out there with no fucking fuel in it.
Yeah.
And because I'm a fucking bonehead and I never check the gas before I drive away. Dude, it's like a joke in our family between me and my dad and all these cars we have. Is we constantly run out of fucking gas on the side of the road. I did it in my Jeep one day and had to call my dad and fucking beg him to bring me a gas can.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you sure you're out of gas?" And I'm like, "I'm fucking certain that I'm just an idiot and ran out of gas." You know, and then he did it one day and he was all like, "What the fuck? I can't believe I did this." And I was like,
I think in all my life,
it's the Hunter thing, man. It's what we do.
I've never run out of gas.
Oh,
I've never been stuck on the side of the road and been like, I gotta go gas.
Yeah.
I mean, my gas light has come on millions of fucking times, but I've never actually ran out of gas.
Yeah, well, you drive modern cars, though.
I'm saying just in life.
Yeah.
In general.
Oh, no, I've done it millions of times. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot, man. I ain't gonna lie, you know.
That's wild.
I'm just saying, I'm such a fucking idiot that if somebody was like, "Hey, man, for a relatively inexpensive price, would you jump in this fucking submarine and go look at the Titanic?"
You would do that?
I'd probably
Yeah.
fucking do it, you know?
Dude, that's insane.
I don't know,
insane,
man. I think that
the price tag to do so was insane. They're saying that these people spent like $250,000 to do that.
Yeah, but they're all billionaires.
Yeah, but that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
come on, man.
that's like fucking $20 to them.
That's
know?
wild.
To them, they were like, "Oh yeah, let's go look at a fucking."
I could change
show.
my whole fucking life for $250,000.
Yeah, well, I think it's nuts that a group of people.
And I think that's where the joke comes from. Like, I think that's why people are so quick to like kind of laugh at them.
Why?
Just because, like,
because it was pocket change to them.
It's just so like such a frivolous thing to me. Like, it's so silly. Like, I get it. You know, there's people out there that love the Titanic or whatever. They want to know. You know, they're like enthusiasts about this kind of shit. But to put out that much money to do something like that just seems so fucking just audacious. You know?
I don't know, man. I make a joke about me going down there, but I'll tell you the honest fucking truth is that the ocean is uncharted territory.
Right.
It is a part of this ball of dirt that we live on, which is not really a ball of dirt, but we live on this planet. And all of the land mass, we kind of control.
Right.
We do whatever the fuck we want. We knock down your fucking rainforest and build fucking condos or Disneyland or whatever. We do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, you're going
you know?
into the ocean. It's kind of like the undiscovered country.
The ocean is like, there could be a fucking monster down there. We don't
You wouldn't
really know. There's no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like the Loch Ness could be there right now. Just be like, well, this is where I hang out at. You didn't know that? So these fucking guys were like, let's go somewhere where we have zero control.
Yeah, you can't
know?
do enough research, I don't think, to do something like that.
It's like the people, and at some point, I think in our future, because this is what people the problem with our country is it's so fucking safe that we think that the rest of the entire universe is this safe.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets shocked when you go down in a fucking soda can and you get crushed. You know, like
I don't even think they realize that. Like if the, you know, however, like if it like the combustible, like I don't even think it happened within a millisecond of them even fucking knowing it.
So they were so far down that once it lost pressure,
right,
it implodes
like,
so fast,
right,
that they're fucking done.
Their brains can't even fucking calculate that it's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way, dude. They were. I think the saddest part of that fucking story
is the 19-year-old kid that went down there with his father. That's sad.
Oh, he was 19? I thought he was a little kid.
No, I think he was like 19 or something, and like he was kind of like didn't even really want to do it, but.
I think they should listen. This is the way I think we should continue in the future. Okay, if you're a billionaire and you can afford to do this kind of shit, you need to be above 60 because you've lived long enough.
Right.
It doesn't matter, dude. Send the 60-year-olds down there to explore the Titanic. Fuck that, man. If you're under 60, you still got shit to do, you know?
Yeah.
We need you as
Can
a
you
working
imagine
body.
that? Like, you know, like your dad's like, come on, son, time to go down and look at the Titanic. You know, maybe that kid had like a piece of ass lined up that weekend or some shit. Like, fuck, man.
But his dad's a billionaire, so he like, you know, probably.
That's one of those, give me a break, Dad. That's one of those moments.
I mean, listen, on the other side of the story, to be an optimist, he could have been the next serial killer or like Adolf Hitler. Like, you don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe God wiped him off the fucking map, you know?
I think it sucks for that kid. I think that sucks. I mean, you're 19 years old. What the fuck do you care about the Titanic?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, really, dude. It's not like you're a history enthusiast.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go down here because I have an ungodly amount of money. Let's go look at this fucking ship.
Yeah, that sunk fucking 100 years ago.
I was thinking about the math. How many people was it? Do you know?
I don't know.
I think it's like
10. Oh,
ten.
what in the fucking? I think it was like 5.
5 people.
Yeah.
At 2.5. So like
it's a lot of fucking money.
So like for a few $1 million, I kind of wonder how much money would it take to bring the pieces back up and put it like make a museum or something, you know,
I don't know.
Like what would it take to get that off the bottom, you know? It's fascinating because they can do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they can do it. Yeah, they have the technology to go down there with balloons, and they fill up the thing with balloons and then get it to float itself back to the top, and then they start pumping all the water out of it and pick it up out of the water though they can fucking do it.
It's just fascinating to me, once you've seen something, you've seen it. you
Yeah.
know? And then what are you going to do with it after that? You know?
Yeah, put
I
it
go
on
through
land,
that all the time. Like,
you know?
I've collected a lot of stupid shit in my life.
Sure.
And, I get it. I put it up on a shelf.
Yeah.
And I never touch it again. You know?
I mean, I think as a moment in history, this is the thing. Oh, so what I was going to say is so we as humans, especially Americans, more specifically Americans because we're so spoiled, we are so desensitized and so safe.
Right.
That we forget about, like, Apollo 13, and we forget about, like, that, like, dude, in order for us to continue into the future, it's going to have to get a little more dangerous.
Yeah.
So, like, we're talking about Mars exploration. Oh, there's going to be some implosions. Yeah. Like, dude, there's going to be some moments of, like, oh, shit, it caught on fire.
Right.
You know, like, it exploded in space. You know, like, there's
Dude,
going to be...
that was the scariest shit ever when I was a kid. Like, that was, like, remember that fucking, that spaceship fucking blew up on takeoff?
Yeah.
We were watching that in school.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was, like, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And we're watching at school, and that
Fucking
motherfucker
kaboom,
just, yeah.
You know, and the people inside.
And teacher was like, oh, shit. I gotta turn this off. Yeah. That was wild.
I think that's the problem with our society is, like...
Everybody looks away.
Well... Dude, we live in paradise. When you look at the rest of the world...
I think it's just a matter of taking shit for granted.
But
or
that's
like,
the blight of being an American, is we're so fucking spoiled, because even this house that I live in, which is a relatively modest house in America...
Right. It's a mansion to somebody somewhere.
Dude, go down to fucking... all right, well, let's look over at the more recent, so look at the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
If my house was in the Middle East, this would be a fucking $5 million fucking house.
Yeah, there's people in a fucking cave right now sharing 4 fucking fried eggs.
Dude, it's for real.
Yeah.
It really is like that, know? And I think the problem is we often forget how good
you
we
got
really
it.
have
Yeah.
it. Having internet and running water.
Dude, there's days where you're like, I'm so fucking bored. I don't have any fucking money. What am I going to do today? Listen, you fucking spoiled prick. You're sitting on your couch right now, streaming fucking...
Your couch,
Yeah, you're sitting on your couch in your house with your air conditioner, and you got streaming services coming out your asshole.
There's a guy in Africa
the
right
water
now.
works. The toilet works.
There's a guy in Africa right now that shits in a hole in the field out back, and he's scared to death because there's a fucking lion in the weeds that's going to eat him eventually. Eventually, he's going to get eaten by a fucking lion. And in the Middle East, there's so much fucking turmoil that there's a guy in a tin shack that fucking flinches every time he hears like a weird siren or like, I don't know, I might fucking die today.
You're at home fucking DoorDashing a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
There's
people
out there that are going to throw a fucking spear across a field to fucking to hit an animal and then chase the fucking animal so you can kill it and then fucking cut it up and eat it.
I'm telling you, man. There's guys in Mexico. Like, all right, so like this is a controversial thing, like there are people in Mexico right now that are walking across a fucking desert with an old disgusting jug of fucking shitty water, and they're just like, I don't fucking care. My life sucked so bad that I'm going to walk across this fucking desert and pray to God that I make it to... I just want to eat a McDonald's cheeseburger. I just want a shitty... I don't want a Zax's burger. I want a McDonald's
I want
shitty
that fucking
burger.
CD thin fucking cheeseburger that bulks up on the goddamn grill and I throw it on there.
Do you ever talk to a Mexican or illegal immigrant?
Dude,
They're pretty fucking nice people,
right,
man.
And they just want to get across that fucking border. Like, what the fuck is going on in Mexico?
Dude, walk into a Wawa when, like, them guys come in and they're just grabbing, like, breakfast sandwiches and shit, dude, they don't give a fuck. They don't want no problem, man.
Nope.
Listen, I'm just here to cut... You want me to cut your grass? Okay, I'll cut your grass. I don't give a fuck. Dude, I just want to cut my grass and just leave me alone, man. I just want to fucking live.
Do you even know where I came from, dude? Like, I'll gladly fucking come to your house and trim the hedges. Fuck it.
I know this guy that he's now a legal citizen, but he told me that when he came to this country, He crossed the border 9 times.
9 times.
9 fucking times,
Fuck.
man. He said,
That's determination.
dude, he said that he's been kicked out many times, and he said that he's been sent back. He's dealt with some nasty fucking people and gotten robbed. You know, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to go down a political rabbit hole right now, but I think that there's just something to say about a human that is willing to risk it all just to survive.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that. I gotta respect it. Like, I don't give a fuck what the law is. I don't give a fuck about anything. I'm scared of where I live.
I will deal
or I'm
with the
starving.
consequences of the law later.
And I had, as a human, I am aware. Maybe it's because I traveled the world and seen some, pretty wild shit. But it's like, I have to look at a person like that and think, dude, how the fuck am I going to give you a hard time right now? Right. I know I'm spoiled. I know how fucking spoiled I am. We're making a podcast in the middle of fucking Prospect Park. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's people shooting each other in a fucking country right now that, like...
You're trying to perfect the way to make a cup of coffee over here. You got
I'm
French
just saying,
presses, fucking funnels, everything.
There's a kid in Ukraine right now that's fucking just lighting shit up with an AK-47 because his fucking dad and older brother died, you know? Yep. And that's for real. That's a real fucking thing. Yep. You know? Meanwhile, I'm like, man, this fucking coffee is just great today, you know?
The fuck, I got grounds in the glass again.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe there's fucking grounds in my coffee. This Ukraine stuff is really depressing.
I think we're going to wrap it up there for this one.
Yes. Fucking tin cans at the bottom of the ocean and Ukraine and...
Batman car shows.
Batman.
Chris can't fucking read a gas gauge. All right, dude.
Hey, listen. What do you think about the intro?
I liked it. I mean, look, I told you, when we listen back to it, I'll be able to know for sure how it balanced out, but I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's just that I don't know if the music and the clips are synced up as far as the noise levels. I don't know.
I'll tweak it.
I don't fucking know.
You know what I think?
And you might not have to tweak anything. Is what I'm getting at.
Let's ask the audience. Guys, why don't you guys message in and tell me if I'm a worthless piece of shit?
We still got the same
engineer.
email address.
Probably.
Well,
they can just respond on the podcast.
Right.
Just say, dude, your intro sucks balls.
Yeah,
you know?
guys suck balls. That's what they're gonna say.
You guys suck big old smelly fucking sweaty summer gym balls, you know?
All right, dude. How long have we been going for this one?
This is 47 minutes in. We did
That's
good.
Perfect. We did good. We timed it just right.
Dude, our friend Kevin, he's going to be like...
Yeah, he's our he's my national advisor.
Yeah, he's the quality control department, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, he's my advisor.
Yeah, I like it. Kevin, I hope you like this one, man. We did it for you. We did it for you.
All right. Let's hear that outro.
See you, man.